Hey everybody, welcome to Texas News Studio. I'm your host, Mark Myers. I want to get you caught up on a couple of developments that have been going on since Trump's announcement yesterday. So I want to get you caught up with that, plus today's latest news. And while we're at it, just real quick shout outs to everybody coming in tonight. Mary Luck's in here on YouTube, Jan's in here, and 29 of you raindrops are in there. Glad you're with us tonight. Thanks for watching us here at TNS. Just going to get you caught up. There's J-Reb in here. And I'm glad you're with us tonight. Everybody coming in, get you caught up on some of the news. Also, prayers to everybody. Many of you have heard about Desert Mike being in the hospital. I'm still waiting a word. He had congestive heart failure the other day. So we want to have him in our prayers. But again, if Hillary or anybody else knows something, since we had the reports yesterday, let me know or let us know in the comments so we can get that out. But that's the last I got yesterday about that, okay? So I'm glad you're coming in. These are just developments going on here that, and this was actually reported back, believe it or not, back in the fall. But the Trump's nominee at the time, which is now Pete Hegseth, who is now the Pentagon chief, suggested that a temple could be reestablished on the Temple Mount. It's actually in a resurfaced speech that he gave back in 2018 at a conference in Jerusalem, going on to say there's no reason why the miracle of the reestablishment of the temple on the Temple Mount is not possible, Hegseth said. Goes on to say, I don't know how it would happen. You don't know how it would happen, but I know it could happen, he said. Hegseth also appeared to endorse annexing Israeli settlements, an effort to backers of the effort often described as applying Israel's sovereignty to Judea and Samaria using the biblical names for the West Bank. Quote, a step in this process, a step in every process, is a recognition that facts and activities on the ground truly matter, he said at the time. Says that's why going and visiting Judea and Samaria and understanding that sovereignty, the very sovereignty of Israeli soil, Israeli cities, locations, is a critical next step to showing the world that this is the land for Jews and the land of Israel, Hegseth added. He also rejected the two-state solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, saying that if you walk the ground today, you understand that there is no such outcome as a two-state solution. Says there's a one state, and that's it. So that was something that's been making the rounds, actually made it, believe it or not, up on the Drudge Report the other day. And that's kind of the reason we're reporting it again. Of course, this does make the news from time to time. And based on everything else, many of us have been noticing it's been pretty quiet, obviously, in the Middle East lately. No threats recently from Iran, although they are getting their nuclear program definitely is getting activated again. And there's very concerned that they could be close to a bomb before we know it. But otherwise, it seems a little quiet. But on the other hand, this is actually pretty well in line with the Bible's talking about, because the Bible does say that there will be a period of peace for a while with Israel. Remember, it talks about unwalled villages and cities for a while. It could very well be we're starting to enter this phase where there could be a little bit of temporary and a little bit of peace, not the ultimate peace, and certainly not even the peace that's talked about in the tribulation, but this other interim time where there could be a little bit of peace for a while. As you know from your Bible, Ezekiel 38:39 talks about the invaders coming from the north, whether that's Russia or others or Iran, something that will be coming up that way from the north eventually. And that'll be an area that we're going to be talking about and focusing in on. So again, a lot of developments, prophecy still going on, and we're going to keep you updated on that. And I also want to get you caught up on some of the other news developments of the day as well. And glad you're joining us in tonight. The next report that I've got, though, and this is actually about the Arab world in general, talking about the fact that the Arab world reacts with anger to Donald Trump's plan to take over the Gaza. This is coming from the Financial Times. It says Donald Trump's plans for the U.S. to assume control of Gaza have been met with anger across the Arab world. Raised fears are reigniting conflict in the region. Saudi Arabia, considered Trump's closest ally in the oil-rich Gulf region, was quick to denounce the U.S. president's plans after announced on Tuesday, remember that conference Tuesday evening, that Washington should take over the devastated Gaza Strip and its 2.2 million strong Palestinian population should be resettled. Other U.S. allies in the Middle East and Europe also rejected the plan for Gaza, swaths of which are obviously in ruins after more than a year of war between Israel and Hamas, while Palestinian leaders said they would defy any attempts to remove them from their land. Saudi Arabia's foreign ministry said on Wednesday that the country would not establish diplomatic relations with Israel without an independent Palestinian state, adding that its position was non-negotiable and not subject to compromises. So again, after brokering normalization deals between Israel and Gulf states, the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain during his first term, Trump was widely expected to pursue a deal between Israel and Saudi Arabia. But again, Israel's war in Gaza, triggered by Hamas's October 7, 2023 attack, hardened Riyadh's attitude toward Israel, and it's renewed its commitment to an independent Palestinian state. The Crown Prince previously labeled Israel's assault as a genocide, but King Abdullah of Jordan on Wednesday stressed they need to put a stop to settlement expansion, expressing rejection of any attempts to annex lands and displace the Palestinians, the kingdom's royal court posted on X. So we're going to keep a close eye on that as well. But again, these are really fascinating developments going on with prophecy of the end times of general. Things are going to continue on. They ebb and flow. Sometimes it's very in your face, and sometimes it's more quiet behind the scenes here. And we'll keep you updated on that. Some of the other train wreck news that we got for you today, which this is dealing with Kamala Harris, that many of you remember her. But the FCC released raw 60 Minutes train wreck interview with Kamala Harris. And believe it or not, the FCC did release the raw 60 Minutes interview because CBS deceptively edited 60 Minutes interview with the former Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris. President Trump's FCC chair, Brendan Carr, demanded that CBS hand over unedited transcripts of the famous 60 Minutes interview with Kamala Harris. And on Wednesday, the FCC released an unedited raw version of Harris's 60 Minutes interview. Now, there's a whole video of it. I'm not going to show you, but it does show that the broadcast, they're basically trying to say CBS was not doctored or deceitful, but on the other hand, obviously it was. It says the issue concerns one question from the 60 Minutes interview, whether Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is listening to the Biden-Harris administration. Again, CBS is considering settling a $10 billion lawsuit brought by Trump over his deceptively edited 60 Minutes interview with Kamala Harris, and the network staffers are obviously fuming. Again, according to CNN, reports that the network is in talks of settling with Trump's sparked outrage in the CBS newsroom. So we'll keep you updated on that. That's actually a Gateway Pundit report coming in. Let me see if we can get something a little bit more. The Daily Mail reports about the same thing, talking about all the damning moments of the CBS edit. And we do have a full, well, now we're get lost. See if we can pull this in here. Well, can't pull it up here because I've gone to another website for some reason. Let me try that again. Says the unedited clip opens with former VP sneezing as she explains she's allergic to mold, while other sections of her answers were cropped and cut out completely. Says in other places, Kamala Harris gave rambled answers on why she should be president, foreign policy, and Donald Trump, all which were quietly nipped from CBS. The full version of the interview shows that while Harris gave a lengthy answer When asked about Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, CBS only aired about 7 seconds on 60 Minutes. Harris slamming Trump as a racist is edited out. Says Harris answers on Israel are edited out. Says Harris answers on the Iranian threat are edited out. Says Harris answers on why she should be president is trimmed. And then Harris answer on NATO and the war in Ukraine is trimmed. Harris economic plan answer is chopped up. Harris answer on China and Taiwan are edited out. CBS cuts crucial line from Harris answer on border crisis. It's coming from the Daily Mail, guys, so it goes to show you the incredible amount of editing that was actually done about this, guys. Oh no, Hilly reports that Mike passed away this morning. I'm so sorry to hear that. I did not see that until now. Wow, no, we did not know that. That's a terrible. Sorry to hear that. Of course, he was a Christian. He's in heaven now, but I did not see that post. Sorry about that, Illy. Did not see it. I'm going to wrap it up pretty soon. I just want to get you caught up on some of these quick news developments in here today. A couple of other things real quick. What you know about federal government funneled millions in tax dollars to leftist news outlets, Politico and New York Times. This is an alarming paper trail has revealed that American taxpayers have been handling millions of dollars over to news outlets, Politico and New York Times to push leftist and anti-Trump propaganda. Tax dollars have been secretly funneled into the outlets via U.S. federal government agencies. Funding was exposed after staffers at Politico revealed on Tuesday that their paychecks hadn't been received. It says Politico told their employees, though, that the paychecks were delayed due to a technical error which supposedly caused a payroll issue. I've seen some of these reports. It's just absolutely incredible. Says absolutely shocking. This is coming from WorldNet Daily. Biggest names in news propped up by millions of dollars from the U.S. government. Says many media outlets are going to experience a mysterious drop in revenue. The head of DOGE posted on Wednesday morning. USAspending.gov, the government spending tracker, again revealed Politico received up to $27 million. Some counts indicate $32 million from different federal agencies. And also some $500,000 was reportedly spent on 37 Politico Pro subscriptions. New York Times received $3.1 million in taxpayer funds, while the BBC in Britain collected $3.2 million. Here, the next one, we've also been watching. The earthquakes are keep on rattling in Greece, the volcanic island, a Centauri every few minutes. That's still going on, guys. We could be looking at a big earthquake eventually. Lots of earthquake activity. We're going to keep a close eye on this. This is reported now by the AP. Been measuring anywhere from 3 to 5 in magnitude since the weekend. Even ferry lines and commercial airlines have added flights and ships to their schedule to accommodate the increased demand, although it says rough weather disrupted ferry services Wednesday. So far, the quakes have not caused injuries or major damage. Also, by the way, Trump effect is real. Google ditches DEI hiring targets. Wall Street Journal reported Wednesday afternoon that Google will no longer set hiring targets based on diversity, such as race and gender, to expand its workforce. And also, this is in the ABC News Report LA. ABC 7, ICE carries out raid 100 members of the Venezuelan gang targeted for arrest, according to officials. The ICE arrested more than 100 alleged members of the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua during an early morning raid in an apartment complex. Remember this, back in Aurora, Colorado on Wednesday. Dozens of federal agents were seen going door to door and speaking to residents in their apartments. They were also, that is, ICE was supported by the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms and Explosives, Customs and Border Protection, and the FBI, the agency said. Also, speaking with that, the USS Nimitz aircraft carrier is off the Mexican coast opposite the Sonora State. That's been making the news today. We already reported the other day about the reports of the U.S. Signal Intel aircraft, the RC-135. Now we got the Nimitz aircraft carrier in that region. Well, we don't know exactly what's going on, and we don't know if it's just part of their scheduled area anyway, or if it has something to do with what's going on, or Trump has changed some things up over there. Wouldn't be surprising, but there is the USS Nimitz is over there, basically off the coast of Baja, keeping a close eye on things south of San Diego right now. Very, very interesting. And talking about end times, there's NASA's now saying there's a 1.9% chance, it went up from 1.6% this morning, that an asteroid will hit Earth in 2032. That's, like I said, is up from 1.6% yesterday. It says 1.9% chance of Earth impact, 1 in 53 odds of impact, but there's a 98.1% chance the asteroid will miss the Earth. So while I'm going to wrap up the news pretty quick here, because that's the report I've got. Also, guys, go over to Hilly's. Hilly, if you want to leave your YouTube channel in the link, or certainly go to him. He's great for the Saturday morning Bible updates and preaching, and also I'm sure he would have some other information about Mike as well. So again, I didn't know, really. We've had a lot of longtime guys, folks in here in our channel. Desert, been in here for years. Many of you have been around for a long time, and people do come and go, and even pass away on a channel, because we've been around since 2016. So things like that was going to happen. But again, check out Hilly. He does a Saturday morning Bible study and preaching, and I believe he would be able to give other folks information as well on that, okay? Thank you so much, Hilly. So there's his link in there. You can check it out in chat, and that way you can pass it on. And please watch his Saturday morning Bible study as well, guys. So that's it. It's really sorry to hear about Desert. I knew that he was in bad shape yesterday, but I didn't know that what had happened. We knew that it was probably not going to be around for much longer, and then that's what happened, guys. So want to pass that along. So other than that, please just stay with TNS. Thanks for watching us every night. I got these daily updates for us every day now. Says he's got a post. Hilly says there's a post about Mike. Says I'll post anything forthcoming. Thank you so much on that. So I will have our daily updates every day going forward. Plus we're over on Rumble and Twitch as well. And that's it. So shout outs again to everybody tonight. Sorry about the sad news about that as well. But thank you, Hilly. Thanks to Jan. Thanks to our moderators tonight. We will be back with you again. And I'll talk to you soon at another report. Okay? Take care.